What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is my second time recording this because I messed up. But we got Alliance War gameplay with a rank 5 Black Widow at signature 200. Very first clip is going to be Thing on Psychic Thorns, and so ass stamp, a stomp, ass stamp. Provided us with some, 5 clips of him using Black Widow. Basically, I think 4 of them on Thing, and then 1 of them is on an Annihilus in the Safeguard node. I believe most of them, or maybe all of them, are with Suicides, so keep that in mind. Without Suicides, damage is definitely going to be a lot lower. Another thing that I noticed is that Asnap is still using light attacks to end his combos. Something I thought we got past in 2016, 2015, but that's alright. But guys, after 12.0, Black Widow just kind of fell off because her damage and her signature ability just weren't as reliable as far as her damage. The buff that you got with the SP2 or SP1 and SP2, it was significantly lower. But as you guys saw, handled that Psychic Thorns thing quite easily. I believe this is all or nothing with fisticuffs. Okay, so after 12.0, just her signature ability got dropped to 70%, 85% against sciences, 55% against mutants. So the fact that she wasn't as reliable as before just made her really fall off the map, but mostly because she was only available as 4-star as well, and really, really tough to get as a 5-star. But some people took her up, Stamp being one of them. And he uses her quite frequently, I would say, or every once in a while. But it's more frequent than most other people. Sometimes using for all or nothing with an invulnerability boost, like in this fight, as an example. It just clears his lanes, no issues with Black Widow. Still works like before, and the best thing about her is the fact that she ignores the rock stacks, and even sometimes, let's say your Black Widow isn't at signature 200 like this one, and where the rock stacks are building up. The thing about it is that she can still sometimes, after the 15th hit, ignore the ability for Thing to activate his Unstoppable, which is really, really interesting mechanic. Okay, so what happened there? Because Thing usually after an SP3, what he gets is an Unstoppable and Unblockable buff, but because Fisticuffs was still up, they both did not activate, so that helped him out an incredible amount, on top of the invulnerability boost as well. So finished off that fight looking pretty healthy, even though there wasn't an oopsie. Next up is Encroaching Stun Thing. Now this fight, Encroaching Stun alone is a pretty annoying, I would say annoying node. It's not the worst, of course, but it's up there. Excuse me. But so basically, what makes this fight kind of tough is the fact that not only do you have to manage Encroaching Stun by throwing off his special attack, or you get stunned for 2 seconds, but also you gotta manage Thing's rock stacks. And if you don't, you get stuck into an awkward situation where your hands are, or you get caught red-handed with your pants on the floor. You got a bar of power. He's got like 14 or 15 rock stacks. He has to throw a special, and you can't throw your special because of the rock stacks. So, Black Widow just kind of handles this node pretty easily. Or at least that's what it seems to me. Got off a 23k crit right there. So yeah, big chunk of damage. And as you can see, this fight is no issue at all. Protection isn't even an issue because Black Widow ignores that as well. And as you can see, that fight was pretty easy. I just had to manage the encroaching stun. Next up is Oscillate. But yeah, so what I love of Black Widow is the fact that for some fights where attacking them activates some kind of ability, you basically can almost ignore that ability completely. And that just makes the fight so much easier, and just you have so much more control over, because what ends up happening is you have to focus on so many nodes, so many abilities, and if you let go of one, sometimes you can get you can start taking a lot of damage. I know that Kabam is leaning towards not finishing Alliance 4 maps, and a reason being is so that it doesn't feel bad to die. But I just think in a mode where where someone has to win, it's really tough to take out the feels bad man. I just don't think that'll ever happen. I think if nobody cares about whether you win or lose, it'll be that way. But yeah, in teams who are pushing, it's just not gonna happen. In teams that aren't pushing at all, they won't care anyways. But alright, so back onto this video. So Oscillate, he doesn't have to worry about anything here, because so Oscillate is kind of an annoying node, where during his Fury phase, he's just very aggressive, which is actually I actually really do enjoy, with the exception that yeah, just the damage you take through block. There's an SP2 and he's done. And on to the very last node, and the last node is actually not a thing. I mean, it's not a thing fight. This is an Annihilus. This is the one right before the mini bosses. It has Safeguard, it has Tank Buster, and Kinetic Instigator. So the only issue with Black Widow here is the Kinetic Instigator, which isn't even that big of a deal at all. At least I think personally. But yeah, if you were looking to gain power through hitting into his block, which is what Kinetic Instigator is, you won't gain as much power, or the node won't activate because Black Widow's signature ability. But yeah, the thing about Black Widow is that she ignores ability, the Safeguard node, unless the champion has a some kind of ability that says their ability cannot be reduced. So yeah, this fight or these fights with Black Widow end up being pretty easy, just because yeah, that Safeguard, which can cause you to time out, which I have personally timed out on this node, she can make it pretty straightforward. So basically, instead of being an Annihilus with Safeguard, it's just an Annihilus. It's just an Annihilus fight. So it throws his SP2, almost down, and with the skill boost, yeah, fight was pretty easy. So guys, this is kind of, I don't know if it's kind of in response to KT's video about how Black Widow isn't relevant anymore. I can see where he's coming from, but let's have you guys be the judge of that. What do you guys think about these clips? Would you personally take Black Widow to rank 5, signature 200? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright guys, take care. Peace.